Well, hi, it's Jerry with I Love RV Life. I'm going to have some fun today. This one's going to be a little different than what we typically do. I grew up in the South, so I'm going to help you. I'm going to share with you Southern terms when you come to the South with your RV. Stay tuned. This is going to be fun. Well, hi, this is Jerry, and today I want to share with you Southern terms. I grew up in Georgia. In my corporate years, Joan and I, were corporate refugees all over the place, and I had a territory for about 20-something years that covered Canada, all coast of the United States, Central America, all the way down to Costa Rica, and all the Caribbean, all the way down to, or Caribbean, all the way down to Curacao, almost to the edge of Venezuela. So I traveled a lot. It's really funny, when I got into one of the corporate offices, growing up in the South, I have a Southern accent, as you notice, but my Southern accent was very, very heavy, almost to the point that as I was giving presentations across the United States, it became a bit distracting. So my boss at the time sent me to a dialect reduction class. It was 4.5 days. Funniest thing that I ever went to, but it really did help me. Again, not to take my culture away as being a Southerner, but just to help me to be able to present to other people. I'll share with you another quick story, and then I'll start sharing some terms. I was in a 6-week class in Orlando one time, and my lab partner sitting next to me was from New England, from Maine, from way up in the top of Maine. And I'll never forget, we would struggle through our labs trying to understand what one or the other would say. And I remember it was about 2 days before we were leaving our class at the end of 6 weeks. My lab partner Bob jumped up and said, "Oh my gosh, I've got to get out of here. I understood every single word that Jerry said." So, it's not that I'm going to make fun today. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to be your interpreter. So let's start with the first word. Y'all. You hear it all the time. It's not you all. It is y'all. It is a universal Southern term. It could be plural. It could be singular. It's y'all. It could be, as I'm speaking to you as an individual, y'all come over here and look at this. Or y'all, the group, come over here and look at this. It is the most universal Southern term that you will ever hear. Sweet tea. Well, sweet tea is almost a religious experience in the South. Joan is a connoisseur of fine sweet tea. We'll go to a restaurant, and before she orders it, she'll go, "Is this the sweet tea like your mama would make?" And if they go, then she'll order a glass of water or something. Sweet tea in the South is very simple. 2 cups of sugar. Yes, it is. 3 tea bags, and then a half a gallon of water. And then you heat your sweet tea up so that the sugar will melt into it. That's important. You can't have it granulated. You add the rest of your water, stir it up. Ah, the Southern delicacy of sweet tea. Well, since I'm on food, shrimp and grits. Oh, my favorite. We can talk about everything that exists in the South that's a delicacy. Mine's shrimp and grits. You typically find, well, you can find it anywhere, but the better ones are found on the coast. The coast of Georgia, South Carolina, up to the southern edge of North Carolina is where my favorites are found. It really is a delicacy. It is, you use grits. So many people say, oh, that's a Southern breakfast food. Maybe so, but once you add the grits and the gravy, it really becomes something that every dinner table is looking forward to. And it doesn't matter where I go, there's variations, but some of my favorite comes out of Charleston, South Carolina. I love this one. You don't hear it very often in conversation unless you get a bunch of Southerners talking to each other, and that one's called Momma and them. Momma and them. Well, this is typically the term used when we go to a family gathering. We'll say, "Where are you going for dinner?" And we'll say, "We're going over to Momma and them's." It is Mama, my mother, and them. Mama and them. Now don't get me wrong, dads are important, but in the South, moms are sacred. Dinner. Yes, I said it right. Dinner. This is something that we have in the evenings, except on Sunday after church. You would typically refer to it as dinner, but here in the South, it is dinner. I love this term, bless their heart. It can be a statement of affection. It could be a statement that is used after someone does something really stupid. And in the South, sometimes we want to be genteel, as they say. And we would use it as, can you imagine why they did that? Well, bless their heart. Fixin'. Fixin' is another one of those universal terms. Oh my goodness, if I ever use the word fixin' outside the South, everybody's head will turn and go, oh, you're from Alabama or Georgia or something like that, Mississippi. You always get that reaction if you use fixin'. Fixin' is universal. It means that you are getting ready to do something, such as, we're fixin' to go over to Momma and them's and get us some shrimp and grits. Near-a-bout. Near-a-bout is a period of time. It's a period of time that has no beginning and it has no end. In Mexico, we would call it mañana. It would be, such as, when are you going to put that starter in my truck? And if you hear, I'm near about done, it could be any time. High cotton. High cotton's one of my favorites. I love it. It means somebody who is successful. It could be somebody who's wealthy. It can also mean a derogatory term, meaning somebody that's a little uppity. But I like to use it when I see someone that is, being successful or kind of hit a home run or the lottery, such as, ooh, look at that Prevost. That's high cotton. Mash. Mash is another very important term if you're assisting someone while they're working on their RV. Mash, such as, mash that button and let's see if it works now. Piddling. Piddling. Oh, you have to know piddling, especially if you're going to the dinner table, right? If you say you are sitting down and somebody puts your shrimp and grits in front of you and you look at it in disgust and go, that's a piddling amount of shrimp on my grits. Reckon. Reckon is another one of these universal terms, but mostly it's used as, guess, or maybe. I reckon you could put that starter on that way. Whoa slap out. If you go a little further south, the first part can actually have two syllables, as in, whoa slap out. Whoa slap out could be, look at those tires on your RV. They are whoa slap out. Or, we just took a big hike and we went somewhere and we came back and we are whoa slap out. Toe up. Toe up means something that is broken or destroyed, such as, ooh, look at the tires on your RV. They are show toe up. This is fun. If you get a little further up into North Georgia or maybe over into Tennessee and Kentucky, you'll hear Ewan's. Yes, that's right, Ewan's. Ewan's fixing to leave the campground. I swanee. I'm not making this up, I promise. I swanee is it's a form of exclamation such as, did you see that car pull out in front of me? I swanee. It can also be substituted with I declare. Be back directly is another one of those terms. It may not have a beginning and it may not have an end. So let's see, if you bring your RV in to have the tires changed and the guy goes, why don't you go next door and get you a glass of sweet tea? I'll be back directly and I'll put your tires on. I don't know when that's going to happen. Fit to be tied. Fit to be tied. That is, you're now starting to approach a point of anger, such as, I ordered sweet tea and they brought me in sweet tea. Man, I'm just fit to be tied. Boat up. Now, boat up can have two different meanings. It can be something physical or it can be something aggressive, such as, man, look at the tires on your RV. Whew, those treads are all bowed up. If you have that, you better get your tires replaced. Or, you pulled out in front of that guy over there. He's coming around here pretty fast. Buddy, is he all bowed up? Number 20, and last, buggy. This one's very important. That's right, buggy is what you use when you go to Walmart and buy groceries. It's what you put your groceries in. If you go looking for a shopping cart, they may look at you a little bit funny. But when they say, honey, the buggies are right over there, now you'll know where to go get them, right? Well, that's my favorite 20. Weren't those fun? I'm not making fun of the South. I've lived here for a good part of my life. It's just part of my culture and who I am. It's the way we speak. Thought I'd just have a little fun sharing. Maybe it'll help you as you travel down I-75 heading to Florida and you have to pull over somewhere and get you a sweet tea. Maybe this will help a little bit. We do a few other things to the English language. We drop G's at the end of our words. It's not doing, it's doing. It's not going, it's going. And we really love to add syllables where syllables don't exist. It might not be that, it could be that. And in my favorite candy in the world, up north it's caramel. In the South, that's right, it's caramel. Well, in the South we may add syllables and we may talk a little slower, but as Mom and them would say, bless your heart, that's just the way it is. It's Jerry. I do love RV life.